Get it.
To say goodbye.
Is that Caruso?
No.
Andrea
Bocelli?
Bocelli.
Andrea.
Man, that dude's music is just amazing. It just gets you right into, makes it feel a certain kind of way.
Time to say goodbye. Ooh, don't get me started. Don't get me started. Nah, I wish I went to go see him at the Hollywood Bowl. He was performing there once, and I wanted to, my cousin is actually the one who showed me Andrea Bocelli, and he was performing at the Hollywood Bowl, and I kind of wanted to go, and I was like, damn, that environment would have been dope.
Andrea Bocelli's good music.
That would have been
Hollywood Bowl is pretty cool. I've been to the Hollywood Bowl maybe once, even though I'm a local. I've only been there like once.
Yeah.
Twice for the Oscars.
Yeah, I've been there once to see an 80s concert. It was the funniest thing I've ever seen. I went with my dad.
Okay.
We went to like an 80s concert type of thing. I don't know who was performing, but a bunch of OGs were performing. The people who sing like Cruel Summer, I think, like, which is Banana Republic. I forget what they're like. You know that song? Hearts on the street. It's a cruel summer. You don't know that song? Well, that type of music.
You're closer to the 80s than I am.
That's kind of crazy, and yet you were born closer to that time. But I mean, my dad put me on.
Worlds.
My dad put me on to that type of music. My dad put me onto a lot of music. So did my mom, though. So
yeah, you have a very varied taste in music.
Yeah.
Which is surprisingly when you start hitting me with those salsa songs you got.
Come on.
Okay. He knows a little something. Now. Where does your specialized knowledge in music come?
Where does it come from?
Yeah, like
I think growing up, the environment that I was in mostly was, with a lot of family. Mm-hmm. So with uncles and aunts. So when I was spending time with my mom, that's where the bigger family was at. My uncles, my aunts, my grandpa. When I spent time with my dad, so it was a little smaller, just my grandma, my dad. But my uncles and aunts, when we would play video games during the summer, all I heard was music. I heard, classic rock. Mm-hmm. I heard like the Misfits. I heard Radiohead. I heard Black Sabbath. I heard all types of The Doors. Mm-hmm. There's another one, Depeche Mode. Like all types of music. My family on my mom's side was just very
diversified in their music.
Yeah, they really were. So they kind of put me on, and then as I got older, I started understanding like how music makes me feel personally. So that's what I relate to most. So, I mean, I don't know. I think just my whole life, music has been part of my life. Like parties, especially coming from like my Latino type background, bunch of salsa, a bunch of cumbias, a bunch of, so. It was just a mix of everything.
You know how to put it down on the dance floor?
I know how to put it down on the dance floor.
All right.
We'll
have to we'll go and see if that's true, if he can put it down on the dance floor.
You don't want to see me sweating out there now.
We don't want to see you bring.
You don't want to see that environment. You don't want to see me in that environment. You know why? Whoo! They gonna fall in love. They gonna fall in love when they start seeing me go whip out the. And then at the end when the music stops, you just
the drop,
and then you pick them back up. They gonna fall in love. So it's dangerous out there. It's dangerous, but I am super glad that my family put me onto a lot of music. I mean, and friends too. You put me onto music. I'm always open minded to that. To music especially, just because how powerful music is. I always want to see, why do you like this artist, or why do you like this band?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you put me on to Mike Dean, even though, I hear a lot of the music stuff, but Mike Dean, I mean, he's got some real good stuff.
Shout out Mike Dean, baby. Yeah, you killing it out there. You killing it on
impressive.
Tour.
Especially because some of it or most of it is live.
Yeah. Well, were you talking about the concert?
No, like when he does his music.
Oh, it's kind of interesting how most of it's like broadcasted and live, and he's just in the studio, and they're like on a live stream, and he's just in there. Man. I always rewatch this video. It's called The Making of, or like Challenger,
Mm-hmm.
The Making of Challenger, Mike Dean, which is a crazy song. I don't know if you ever. I was just playing it right now actually, but he's in the studio and there's 10 pianos around the whole room,
Mm-hmm.
like stacked on each other. That environment was crazy, just stacked of, and he was doing his thing, and he just starts playing, and the sound in there sounds amazing too. And there's just people filming him in his studio, in that environment, and he's locked in though. Like he is so locked in,
Mm-hmm.
and that's what I appreciate about him, because when he's surrounded by that environment, by music, that's where he shines.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I feel like he enters another time zone. He enters another dimension, another something
Mm-hmm.
where nothing else matters but music, and it's like everything's being transmuted into him, and he's receiving it from all types of angles and expressing it. You know what I mean? I don't know. He's just an artist, a true.
It's like if he's pulling it from the ether.
Yeah, from the ether. You love the ether. I'm gonna take you there one day.
You gotta give that was funny. That's funny.
But it's true though. But going back to Mike Dean and like just that environment that he's in, something about being in an environment, you know, a certain type of environment does something to you mentally.
Environments are definitely important, right? I think it's one of the most important things that you can do for yourself, right? I mean, what number are you at right now? Where are you at now?
Today or in general?
Just today. How many have you put down already?
500.
500. Okay. So,
500 today.
and what's the goal for today?
700.
700.
700.
Okay. Very nice. So, what would you say changed that in you? Because just a few weeks ago, you were just doing like 50, and then you went up, you bumped that up to 100, and you did that for a little bit until you got, kicked into this high gear where you, I mean, you've gone up 700% in a matter of 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it would definitely, I think a big factor was obviously you're slapped to my face a little bit.
Not a real one.
Not a
It's
real one.
figurative.
A figurative slap to the face.
But if he deserves one,
it's coming.
just kidding,
It's-
Nate's mom. Just kidding.
If I deserve one, I probably deserved it though. If I'm getting smacked, but no, I think that was a big factor, and especially so that was a big factor was you telling me just straight up. But another factor prior to that was kind of this year I've been talking to myself a lot and talking to my thoughts and like just where I want to be, like where I want to go, what direction I want to head into now in this part of my life now where I'm 23. For me, it's just a transition type of year, just transforming into something better.
Mm-hmm.
And I was too comfortable at 50. Like I was in my head, I was playing a trick where I'm like, oh, that's a lot. But deep down, I knew like I'm just comfortable. Like it's easy. And then I'm like, all right, it's time I go to 100. Taking my time with it, and we do 100, and I'm doing 100 for a while.
Mm-hmm.
And then one day I woke up, I did 100, and then you said try to hit another 100 by this time, and try to hit the other 100 by that time, and next thing you know, I'm at 300 push-ups, and I'm like, I thought this was impossible. Like I thought this would be super hard.
Mm-hmm.
And ever since then, it's not that it's impossible or not. It's just, do I want to put in the hard work? Am I willing to put in the hard work?
Mm-hmm.
Am I willing to go to war with myself? Am I willing to accept the pain that's coming, that I know is coming?
Mm-hmm.
Do I want it? And it was time I stopped being comfortable in my own comfortable environment that I had in my head, and come up with this environment where I gotta push, I gotta fight. I'm even though I'm not like physically or by any means in survivor mode in life, but in my head I'm fighting. I'm in survivor. That's my environment right now. It's just survival.
It's reaching for the next level.
Yeah,
it's looking for
yeah,
what's
yeah.
gonna get it to the next level. It's searching.
It's like I'm a bear and I know there's food here, but I don't
smell it
know
too.
where.
Mhm.
So these claws are just ripping through, trying to find where it's
Yeah.
at. You know what I mean? So that's where
Where's
that's
the
where
grub?
that's where I'm at, and it's just
You're more like Winnie the Pooh, though, more than a bear.
No, I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes I feel like outside of my head, I feel like I'm massive, I'm huge, and then I look in the mirror, I'm just like, Nate, it's all right.
Like SpongeBob and his.
You know, but it's self love. I love myself regardless. You know, I'm proud. I'm happy.
Does
my body
getting that make you feel a certain way? The fact that you went from doing 100 to doing 600, 700, do you feel something different?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. It's kind of a double whammy here. It's physically I feel stronger,
Mm.
and just mentally I feel like I will fight. Like I'm telling you, I will not take no as an answer no more. Like
Mhm.
if I want something done, I'm gonna figure out a way how to get it done,
Right.
and I have to get it done. There's no other option. You know, there's no other choice
Mm-hmm.
but to get it done, and that's speaking from the heart. Like that's where I'm at mentally now. I was too tired of just accepting no as an answer at times. Oh, do 100, Nate. Nah, I did 50. I'm okay. I'm working my way up there. It's just I didn't want to push myself, and now I want to push myself.
Now, would you say that your environment of who you hung around with or who you are emulating helped in that discovery of finding that next level in you?
I think if it weren't for that environment, I wouldn't be where I'm at today. I think that's how powerful environment is.
That's precisely how powerful environment is, right? It's like they say, like what the quote says, right? If you hang around with 5 people that drink, you're gonna be, or 4 people that drink, you're gonna be the 5th one. If you're hanging around with 5 broke people, 4 broke people, you're gonna be the 5th one, right? And so forth and so on. If you hang around with 4 successful people, you're probably gonna be the 5th one.
Wow.
Right? So the power of environment works both ways. Right, it can be a poison, but it can also be a new fruit.
Yeah.
So it has both. So environment is important. And where do you start your environment? Well, you start your environment in your mind through your thoughts. The thoughts that you're having create that environment in your mind. And the more you repeat those thoughts, I forget how many thousands of thoughts we have per day. If you repeat the thoughts that you repeat to yourself the most is what creates the environment that you see, right? The mind is an associating machine. It has this reticular activating system that just recognizes things that you replay because it's looking to confirm your bias. That's why there's a thing called confirmation bias. All right. Well, sometimes I don't know if it's ever happened to you where you're looking for something and you can't find it. Right. And then your mom or somebody is like, it's right there. I know it's right there. If I go find it, you're gonna get it.
Yeah.
Right?
I've had that.
So and then like you don't see it. But all of a sudden they come and
It's
grab it, it's right there.
Yeah.
Right? Because your mind was confirming to you that thing was not there because of course you can't be wrong.
Damn.
So, that's why.
Damn. That's wild.
Yeah.
That is pretty wild. But yeah, I mean,
So the mind is an amazing associating machine.
no, it is. It is. And since the mind is
Thank you.
Of course. Since the mind is always listening,
Mhm.
right? If you hang around that environment that's gonna bring you down, this and that, whatever, drag you, like that's what's probably you're gonna express out into the world. What you're hearing, what you're taking in,
Correct.
probably that's how you're gonna become out. And why, like you said, if there's 4 drinkers, you might be the 5th one. If you're if there's 4 successful people, you might be the 5th one.
Mm-hmm.
So there's sides to it.
There's always, it's like leverage. It's like debt, right? Debt could be a good thing, but it can also be a bad thing, right? It just depends on how you manage it. If you take that debt to buy things that don't make you money, well, now you've created an issue,
right.
So the stuff that you're buying isn't creating you money, so you that's bad debt. But you can use good debt where it's debt that makes you money, right? So if you put down, let's say, 20% on a home, right, and you're able to rent it out for more than what your mortgage is, well, now you have debt, but you also have it making you money.
Damn,
right?
that's
So
crazy.
it's positive, right? That's a positive debt. If
That's-
it puts money in your pocket, it's good debt.
It's good debt.
If
Yeah,
it takes money out of your pocket, it's bad debt.
Damn, that's crazy how you mentioned that. When you saw me come in, when you came in earlier, I had my books to the side. I was taking notes on the book that I'm reading. Right, I will teach you to be rich,
Mm-hmm.
and I forget who it's by. So I know it's Ahmed something, but I'm in a chapter right now where he's talking about now we're gonna talk about investing,
Mm-hmm.
like real investments, and he does say it. So one of your failures or like your faults will be that the people around you, again going back to environment, they if you ask them, oh, how much are you investing, they're like, what, I'm not investing, nothing, or like, oh, I don't have enough to invest,
Mm-hmm.
or like, I'm not making enough to invest. But so then you start to be like, oh, well, maybe I'm not gonna invest either because
Mhm.
I don't have enough money, or like they're right.
Right.
And that's where we like make mistakes, because like, no, like if you start investing now, your future
You're gonna see it in your future.
in your future,
You're not
like
gonna have to think much of it.
every day that you let go by is another day wasted.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And I think about that all the time, because I'm like, damn. And he's not saying like go to the stock market and trade and throw in $600 and hope you make 2,000, and like none of that risky game,
Mm-hmm.
because you're playing it safe. You're just put investment, and he said like every time you get paid, just throw $20,
Mm.
$20, $20, or he didn't say the exact amount of money, but just a small amount of
A
money.
small amount, something that's manageable for you.
And he said in like 10 years, you times 100 that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So it's just wild. Again, going back to that environment, I wouldn't be here today doing these push-ups with this type of mindset if it weren't for the people around me, the environment, people
Mhm.
pushing me, people want me to do better.
Mm-hmm.
So guess what? I'm gonna do better.
Right.
I'm surrounded by people I look up to. And like you just said, if there's 4 successful people, I might be the 5th one, and that's exactly how it feels like. That's exactly what it feels like. I have the people that I need in my life around me, and they're giving me the tools. They're telling me how to do this, how to build this, how to do that. All I got to do is just listen and
Listen.
and
Follow the
do,
path.
and that's it.
Right. And that's why, who you surround yourself with and who you build your environment around is important. One, it starts with your thoughts, right? If you're building your thoughts and stuff is going to happen. But if you are your own best friend in situations where you're in your darkest moments, you have your own back, you're going to be fine, right? Because you only got you. So the most important thing is like, yes, you're going to hold yourself accountable. Yes, you're going to be disciplined to yourself, but you're also going to show yourself self-love, right? You're also going to understand that you're going to make mistakes. You're not a perfect human.
Right.
So you got to show yourself that self-love.
It's kind of like what kind of environment you want to build in your home, like your own personal
Correct.
mind home.
Correct.
What type of environment do you want, right?
Mind home mind.
Like the home in your mind.
What you got inside the
temple.
dome.
The temple.
Yeah, what sits in between the temples, yeah.
So that you're talking about that type of environment. Your thoughts create that.
Create that, yes. And and from then you have to choose, your family. And obviously it's difficult to choose your family because they're blood relatives and they're related to you, but it's just more about being smart about how you spend the time there, right?
Damn, you're not lying though.
It's if you get around family that isn't giving you more growth ideas, getting you closer to that purpose, getting you closer to your goal, then it's time to, create some space. Create some space until you yourself have built your mind up to that point to be able to take on more.
Yeah.
Right. And then because what you want to do is just get people to be your jetpack, right? Like you want to be around people that fuel up your jetpack or people that give you the jetpack, right? You don't want to be around people that put a load of rocks on your back, right? Because yes, you can still make it, but guess what? Guess who's going to think harder or work harder or have to work harder to get to that end zone? The person with the jetpack or the person with the,
with the rocks.
Rocks.
Yeah.
Lugging it around everywhere they go.
Yeah.
Right? Which one would you prefer?
Oh, the jetpack, of course.
Right? Because you're going to get to your destination faster.
Faster.
And that's what your family, friends are, and your thoughts. Right?
They're like
It's-
those. They can either be, they can either help. They can either be that jetpack or them rocks piling on your back.
Right. Right. So, and again, that this does not mean that you do it without grace and that you just leave everything and just cut everything off.
Yeah.
And to some people, it takes that extreme. To some
Maybe.
people, it takes that. But, I think it's just about being smart about it, right?
Yeah.
But understanding that ultimately what you're doing it is for your own good. Because if you're a good person inside and you become the greatest version of you, guess what you're going to be great at? Being a good person, right? Because that's already part of who you are. So
And
that's
then
you're just multiplying that. You're
that.
just amping up the power that is within you.
Kind of like that quote that Jim Rohn said. I was kind of thinking about it today, actually. He said,
I like that quote.
"You know what I'm talking about? I'll take care of me for you. If you take care of you for me." Yeah.
Because it's plain and simple, right? If I won't need to take care of you if you take care of you, and you won't need to take care of me if I take care of me. So let's not put responsibilities on each other, right? If we don't have to, but we are going to support each other by not having to put that extra weight on each other.
Damn. Jim Rohn said it's so.
I mean, anything that Jim Rohn says is freaking nuggets of gold.
You know what's crazy? I want to know all these lists, right? I want to know all the list of environments that they've had, that they are in. So we talked about mind, right? Like your thoughts. I want to know what their environment was like, because you see him, he's standing and people are just listening. People are just listening. I don't know what type of. It's like a ceremony, or he's just speaking, right? And there's people listening to him.
Talking about Jim Rohn?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he used to have seminars.
Seminars. There you go. So like, think about those people sitting down. I want to know like what their environment is, just mentally, what their home environment is, like their physical, the people they're around, and like what environment are they in? Because they have to be in such a.
Each person is their own world.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
because you interpret world your own way based off how whatever rules you've created for yourself. And whatever filters you've decided to put on today, right? Are you going to view the world as you know it from angry glasses, or are you going to view the world as you know it from sad glasses, or are you going to view it or set filters, or are you going to view it from the world as it is, with happy filter,
Right.
Right. It's really up to you. It's in that exchange where the prism happens, where you get to decide, that moment in time where you get to decide what the information that comes to you means.
I see what you're saying.
Right. So in that is where you have to give yourself an opportunity, where you have to give yourself that leg up, where you're going to say, I'm going to do things, or I'm going to think of things in a way that they benefit me in the long run. Right. So if that is, removing certain dramas and TV shows or movies that you like to watch that might be creating stuff that you don't want around you. Same thing with music. There's tons of music, and we were just talking about how powerful music is. That it puts you into state. Right? It comes from the root word of muse, which means playing with the goddesses. But that's kind of what muse stands for. And I think we might have talked about it in one of the.
In the trials.
In the trials.
Yeah. Those will be released one day.
In the archives.
Those will be released one day. Once we're super
they're
big.
In the. They're like in the. How the Disney has the vault.
The vault, yeah.
We have the U Experience vault.
We have the U Experience vault. That'll be out one day for sure, guaranteed. You'll see the trials. You'll see the errors. You'll see everything on those. Right. So I'm excited for that. But
the bloopers.
The bloopers. But going back to that, it's funny that you speak of music. Music can put you in an environment,
into a state,
into an
environment.
Going back to that, I was ever since you told me like you know the etymology is what it's called of words,
the history of word, yeah.
So I kind of started. I'm like, man, because it's so true. The words tell you what it's saying, right? It's like like you always bring up television, right? I used to just think of television, but now it's like
one whole word.
It's tell a vision. So like they're telling you a vision through the screen, right? And that's why you get movies or whatever. But going back, I wanted to talk about environment. So I searched it up. So it's a French word. It comes from like French, and like en obviously is in. And environment means like something coming in full circle, or like a circle. It's like you're in a circle, and it goes back to, your environment of people. And that's why when they say, careful who you have in your circle, keep your circle small. When you really understand, when you really understand what that means, keeping your circle small, it's so powerful, man. Like it's just, it can take you to levels. Again, that's the environment I want to be around.
Right.
People that are gonna push me, people that are gonna challenge me, people that they want better for me though. That's the type of environment I need to be in, and it's so powerful. It's so powerful when you got that mastermind group. Those masterminds that they don't hold you back. They just fire you up, and you just climb the ladder like no tomorrow. But when you're separate, that's when you got to put in the work yourself. And again, going back to that Jim Rohn, I'll take care of me if you take. I'll take care of me for you if you take care of you for me. And it goes back to that, right? You that environment that you surround yourself. I believe it's through the people. It's through the people that you connect with on a daily basis is how your life turns out, for most of the time.
Humans are social animals. So through our interactions is how we learn, right? Children learn from their parents or people that they hold as authority, figures of authority.
Yeah.
That's who they pick it up from, right? They see how they act, and you think your kids aren't paying attention, but they're paying attention.
Yeah.
So that's where they learn from seeing, and that's how we all learn, from seeing and emulating things that we see.
So again, so that environment, right? Who's around you? You're seeing that every day. You're gonna be that mostly if you
and if you're hearing it every day, right? You're gonna be that, right? If you listen to sad music, it's probably going to make you sad. If you listen to upbeat music, it's probably gonna make you feel upbeat. If you listen to angry music, it's probably you're going to feel that emotion as well.
Yeah.
Right. So you gotta control all your environments, right? And I think,
for real.
And the Good Book really talks about this, right? And I think it talks about it in a way where it's might be a little difficult to understand, but it ultimately tells you that is just be careful with what you're allowing to enter your mind, because that is kind of what shapes your filters. And once you realize that, and you are the decider of what you're going to pay attention to, then at that point in time, you're now in control of your environment. And if you're in control of your mental environment, that's the biggest battle you can win. Because I like this old African proverb, I really do. It says, if there's no enemy within, the enemy outside can do us no harm.
If there's no enemy within, the enemy outside can do us no harm.
Correct. If there is no enemy within.
Okay. I had to, I got to think
because
I never heard it.
The enemy outside can do us no harm. Right. So, and that's the thing.
And that's so true.
That's where it starts.
That's so true. That's exactly how I feel. Because then I could never lose, which is that no harm part. I never lose. You know what I mean? Because I don't know how to put it. Like I understand I'm going to fail. I know I'm going to fail. Time and time and time again. But it's that getting back up for me. I'm going to get back up more than I fail until I win.
It's the journey that makes you.
Until I win. So if I already am going into life accepting, knowing that I'm going to fail, no one else can tell me I'm going to fail and it's going to hurt me. Like no one else can impact me. No other word, no nothing. Cause I know I'm 10 steps ahead of you for thinking that.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna get back up every single time.
Right.
Cause I've done it time and time again.
And you've connected that in your mind, right? So you've created that environment in your mind that thinks those thoughts. And those thoughts, from saying what you just said, do you feel an energy flowing? Do you feel
absolutely?
You feel good about yourself?
Absolutely.
Do you start speaking those words?
Absolutely.
Right, because words have power, the power to create. Right, and as you're saying that, you are boosting your own energy and your own force, which is what happens when you tell yourself that, or if you say, "Oh well, I'm so dumb, I'm so stupid, I can't do this, I can't do that." It's like, oh, I don't feel so good right now because of it, right?
You're creating that loser environment.
We're creating that mentality for yourself. So the best thing you can do is give yourself a leg up. Be your own
for real
jetpack, right? If you trip and fall, we'll say, hey, next time we just got to lift our leg a little higher.
That's
so we don't trip or fall. Or we got to get better at, dropping and rolling, whatever it is. You just figure out something to where where that's a learning experience where for the next time you're more prepared.
And look, see, like just by what I just felt right now, I feel like I had power right now. But the only reason
Words are powerful.
the only reason that I felt that was because of the environment that I surrounded myself with to get to this part.
Mm-hmm.
And thanks to you, my cousins, other people, it's like it was four of you, and I'm that fifth successful person. That's where I'm. You know what I mean? Like that's what it feels like to me. And it wouldn't have been possible again if it wasn't for the people I surrounded myself, my
The environment
environment that I created.
Right. So once you're done, working with your family and your friends, and figure out who's there for you and who's just there to have, just because you guys have a lot of fun, right? Figure out those people that are your ride or dies that are going to be there. That's the group that you keep small.
Damn.
Right?
People really got to sit back there, and I promise you, sit back there and figure that out. Really sit down, throw on a pair of headphones, a journal, a logbook as I like to call it, because a logbook is you can write anything and everything down. You write ideas, you write dates, you write calendars, you write whatever to-do list. It's a logbook. You just logging it down.
Mm-hmm.
Journal is kind of just more for feelings. So I'm more of a logbook type of person.
I see what you're saying. I like that.
I'm no offense towards any journalists, but that's just where I'm at. But going back, I'd recommend you just sit back there and really list those people. List it down where you got to think. It's something you got to think and see, and you got to feel how they really make you feel, how those people really make you feel. Do they drag you down or do they pull you up? And like once you figure that out and you start hanging around with them a little bit more and speaking with them a little bit more, you're gonna see your life also change, because then you're gonna start to be that person.
Right. And I mean, I don't know if you've been in these kind of situations, but where you're in a room and you're having a conversation with someone or many ones, and after it you feel drained. Right. There's a conversation where you feel more energy. After you've had a conversation in a group or in a conversation with another person, where you have more energy, where you feel like you're ready to conquer the world. Well, there was an energy exchange that happened there, right? So the energies were either elevated or reduced.
Right, and that's what I mean. What we mean by pulling up or dragging you down, right?
And I know there's a study. There's a study where it says that if you were to be sitting within 20 feet of a high performer, your performance increases by X%.
What?
I'm going to throw a number that I don't know if it's accurate, but I think it was somewhere in the range of 17 to 20%, 25%, something like that.
Yeah.
But if you're within 20 feet of a low performer, the opposite happens. Your performance drops by like 37%.
That's why and you know it's so true. I see it a lot in sports. For me, it's like when they're surrounded when greatness is surrounded by other greatness, great things happen a lot. You know what I mean? I think about LeBron and like Steph Curry, right? For me, that's just what comes to my mind. When those two play against each other, it's quite amazing. These guys put on a show. They put on a show of basketball, and it's just classic, nice. So imagine just the percentage rate that all those greats are in together. So they're performing at a higher level. Dude, like that's why what you just said makes so much sense, why these guys perform better when their environment is just beast, top of the line, just best of the best. And that's why when you want to like competing, I believe is just you want to compete against the best.
Yes.
You want to compete against the best, because when you don't, you drop down to their level, and that's when coaches get upset. You don't drop down to their level. Well, I don't know. It's just a weird energy that you feel that you just drop down. Unless you're like a cold-hearted killer but me.
Michael's like that. Michael Jordan. Michael's like that. When he's like focused on whatever he's focused on, I mean, that dude is just laser focused. And after listening to his Last Dance documentary, which I think is a really cool documentary, it's just he's got that, as Tim Grover calls it, the cleaner. He's a cleaner. Right? These are people that are they will do whatever it takes to get it done, to become champions.
Damn.
Right. There's no negotiation.
That's a different type of mentality.
It's along the lines of the Mamba mentality. It's along the lines of that killer instinct. It's along the lines of that.
Ice cold veins.
It's
Ice cold, baby. You don't know about that, huh?
It's just
you know about this one.
Focus is deadly
you
focus.
Know about that one.
I do not know about that one. I definitely do not know about that one. But it all starts with your thoughts.
It does.
Right? So, family, friends, your own thoughts, and then the places where you're at.
Oh, of course. Ooh, the places are bigger
where
because
you're
you
at.
can really visualize and feel the energy there.
Right, because
of course.
you're there, you're feeling it, and you're seeing it. Right, the more of your senses that something uses, the more involved your body is and your mind is in remembering that. That's why when you have your most emotional moments, you remember them so much because your body was there, present. It took in the air, and it took in the sounds, and it took in
what you saw,
the feelings, and all that
visuals,
stuff, everything. Yeah. So that's why in schools we have to engage a lot more, because once you engage, the more senses you engage, the more the body remembers the information.
Yeah, I think about how for me when I go to certain places, I try to see how they make me feel. 100% of the time, I'm going in there, and for me, the world is just a test. Like the world for me is just like I'm going in as it's like an exam for something, like in a weird way. It's like how can I test you here? Like, what are you gonna bring to me? You know what I mean? I don't know. It's a weird way I see the world, but when I go to places, I'm very paying attention to every little detail. You know what I mean? I'm very observant. And I think when you go to, for example, Disneyland, that's just the place that came to my mind. Disneyland, the environment that I feel there, the place, I feel happy. I'm happy there. It's just a lot of joy.
Right.
But when I go to places that are dark or very eerie, scary, that environment brings me fear. I'm like, oh, well, like now, like what's going on? You know what I mean? Like it's a different type of feeling that I get, and all because of just the setting the place that I'm at, the physical place that I'm at, and it's because it could be I could be here, and I can be right next door. I'll get different feelings of environment. It's crazy. It doesn't even have to be within like miles. It could be within inches, feet. Everything has its own taste. Every place that you go see has its own things to offer, I believe.
Right.
And that can alter your emotions, your emotional state.
That's why restaurants have their whatever their design and decor and all that stuff goes together, right? Because it's a certain feeling. The music that they play also, right? It's to engage you in a certain feeling. Certain RPMs to get you in certain feelings, right? So all this stuff can be quantified.
It's kind of like they're forcing you to believe it, like
they're
think
nudging you.
Yeah.
They're
it's kind of like
nudging you.
Yeah.
Right?
They're like some sort of control.
Right.
Feels like
so. It is a form of control, right? If you understand it, and of course they're nudging you in a certain way, right? Why do fast food places have yellow and red colors? Well, because that incites this hunger idea in you. So that's kind
true.
of So that's why you see that it's used. Plus, it's like a loud color too. It gets your attention. So that's why. And music does the same thing, and that's why, as I was saying earlier, throw on the right music that's going to get you where you want to get to. Listen to that stuff that's going to up you. There will be times for you to listen to all the other stuff, right?
Yeah.
But when you're wanting to do something and you want it to advance, and you want it to move forward, if you're able to listen to music that lightens you. It gives you energy.
Makes you lighter.
It makes you feel lighter, and it makes the work seem lighter and that kind of stuff, because it's going to give you that energy to push through. As opposed to something different, right? But everybody has very different tastes. I used to have a friend that would work out to. I'm still friends with him, but we don't work out like that anymore. But he used to listen to the Temerarios, which is romantic love music, to work out.
That's just...
And I'm like, how can you do this? I'm over here listening to AC/DC or those Scorpions and this kind of stuff, rap, hip hop and stuff to get me pumped, and he's over here listening to love songs.
everyone is. That's
Everybody's different.
everyone's
and
different. That's the beauty in it.
Different strokes for different folks.
Yeah, but I mean, what if? So what if? I mean, I can argue like, hey, what if that music is what lightens me? Is that even possible? Can that be?
I mean, can it be
Maybe.
possible if it does
It's
it
just
for
I
you?
feel like it.
Is you just have to feel it out and what it does for you, right? I just think if you're listening to music that is purposely mellowing you down, well, you're fighting an uphill battle if you're trying to charge up.
Oh, I see.
So if I'm looking to mellow out, like if I'm just looking to focus, for example, for me, the way that it works is I'm just looking to focus and just do some work where I don't want to be disturbed. I put on some lo-fi.
Right.
And then I just let the lo-fi kind of just play while I'm working away, and there's no words, there's no lyrics, there's no nothing. It's just the noise.
So
being there.
you're creating your own environment.
Correct. I'm creating an environment that is going to allow me to focus and get the maximum results from what I want to do. Right. So, for example, if I'm reading, sometimes I'll put classical music and I'm reading to engage one part of the mind, and I'm listening to music to engage the other one, the other retention part. Right. And I'm highlighting and I'm taking notes so I can soak up the information from that book as most as possible. Right. And then at that point in time, I take that information, and then for me to internalize it even more, then I bring it to you and other friends and other people, and I present the ideas and see if they land. Right? If I can teach it in a way where it's simple for you to understand, and if you comprehend it and it works for you, voila.
It's kind of like me when I used to go to the gym, and I got my headphones on, and I'm pumping, got my game face on. It looks like I'm listening to some hardcore rap or something.
Yeah.
I'm listening to some
Taylor Swift,
some heavy stuff. But behind the headphones, it's California girls were undeniable. They see Dukes, we got 'em on lock. It's Katy Perry.
Yeah, it's Katy Perry.
It's Lana Del Rey. Will you still love? But you know what it does?
Like that song there is a perfect example of a song where I think it gives you this low, but it also gives you a strong.
Yeah, that's why it's
sad, but at the same time it's strong.
That's why it's so good.
But it's able, and that's the manipulation of your emotion based off of the rhythm of the music.
Yeah. Gosh darn you, Lana, for controlling me in that way.
It's impressive what can be done.
What can be done?
The human animal is hackable.
Yeah.
And and the more we understand how we work, the better we're going to have defenses to understand where we need to defend. Right? Because if somebody wants to take you to, want to sell you a car, and they're like, oh, this is the right car for you, and then they're trying to give everything expensive, but since you fell in love with the car, they got you on your emotion. Now you're going to pay high prices for that car. You're going to pay the highest interest rate, and you're going to pay probably, the highest payment. You're probably going to put, more down because you fell in love with the car. They saw that, and they took that, and they got you.
Going back to the book that I'm reading, right? He talked about how his father would go to the dealership, and they would talk about the car, this and that. He wanted to find about the price, the interest. He wanted to know if he can get a discount off rip, this and that. And they got him a good deal. And before he was about to sign, right when he had his pen in the hand, he asked the dealer, the dad asked the salesman, like, hey, can you throw in car mats for free? And they're like, nah, I don't think we can do that. It's gonna be an extra $5 and then whatever it is. He like put the pen down and he walked away, and he's like, all right, not for me. As they were driving home, he gets a phone call. He's like, you know what, we can do it. Come back and sign the paper. And he got what he wanted. Yeah. Because he didn't get sold on the idea of like, oh, I like the car, so I'm gonna want it. No. It's I'm here to get what I want.
It's business.
It's business. And right there, I was like, what? I'm gonna start doing that. Well, after I pay, I've had too many cars. I'm done with getting cars, dude. I've gone through so many damn cars. It's insane. So I mean, I did say in my life I want a bunch of cars, but I got them in like this way. Eventually, I want to have a bunch of cars on the driveway where I can say, I don't want to choose this one today. That's what I meant. But I'm getting there. But no, it's just insane to me how if you get sold on that emotion, right? Like, oh well, guess what? You just signed something where eventually it's gonna
That's
hurt
a
you.
that's a 4, 5, 6, 7 year commitment that you're signing there. So be wise about these financial decisions that you're making because they will impact you long term.
And of course, again, going back to people, right? If you go with people that like to party every weekend, well, guess what? You're gonna be spending a couple bucks every weekend
Mhm.
at this place for a drink or an Uber or something, gas,
Right.
something. You're gonna be paying for
Parking.
something. You know what I mean? Compared to hanging around people that, well, on a Saturday we're running and we're
Mhm.
or we're reading at home or we're staying at home and we relax or whatever the case is. Well, they're gonna save you a bunch of money and you're gonna just better yourself. So why not choose the
Mhm.
decision that's gonna grow you? You know
It's
what I
going to
mean?
give you a leg up, right?
It's gonna give you a leg up.
It's the whole point of life and what you want to do with it is give yourself legs up. Set things up so where you got the opportunity to win. Don't set yourself back or don't carry on weights that you don't need to carry. Set yourself up in a way so you can receive jetpacks, right? So that once you get to where you want to get, then you can come back and give others jetpacks, right? And be
Mm,
that for others. Right? So
mm.
then you begin to mold and create this environment for others to do that, right? And that becomes important once you have achieved what you're looking for. And it all starts with certain sacrifices. Everything requires a sacrifice if you want to get to a certain point, right? Is once that sacrifice is created, now you're going to begin to see results. Once you see the results, you're gonna it's just you're just gonna build more and more and more. It's like, for example, you remember that car club that came to the
On my
place?
birthday?
Okay, on your birthday. So I recently saw them again
Oh, what?
driving down the street.
What?
And it's funny to see them. It
Driving?
was cool to see them drive in and just like 40 supercars on the driveway. But it's even cooler to see them on the street and and you know who they are.
Damn.
So they were driving down the
That
street,
must have been
literally traffic stopper. It's just the traffic backed up all the way just because everybody wanted to see those supercars just driving through.
Damn. I wonder how that feels.
And but see what they're doing is obviously the people that drive Ferraris and Lamborghinis and Rolls Royces and Bugattis and these cars, like they have a certain way of thinking,
Oh,
a certain way of being, certain habits, certain formats and systems that they've created to live their life through and by. And all these people are hanging out with each other, and that's why they have what they have, because each one of them is kind of charging the other one up to get there, to push there.
And it's think about how we charge each other up. It's just two of us. Think about that. It's like 50 of them in one setting. I'm sure because I'm sure I think I was on their website. They have different, like they're in different states. But I mean, like, just think about how they have all these networking like events, right? They have these events where people come meet each other, and I think that's what they really do. They just network with each other. But again, of course, they're networking with people that are just trying to get to the next level.
Right.
How can I get to that environment right there? I saw it firsthand. It's like that's the type of environment I want to live in. Like that's where I need to be.
Right.
Right. And all the other stuff, all the other toys, all whatever that comes with it,
right? It all starts in.
Don't chase that, because you're just gonna chase to get that. No. You want to chase for generational wealth.
Generation, and it all starts with your thoughts. It all starts with your thoughts, and your thoughts then control your habits. So, build the right thoughts that are going to give you a leg up, and then build the right habits that are going to reinforce your how you're building your thoughts and your habits, right? Because they're going to be forces that are going to power each other up back and forth until you create like this, cycle of power. And then because one's going to reaffirm the other and the other one's going to reaffirm the other, so it makes you feel better. It makes you want more. It's just energy that's flowing.
I mean, I get it all the time. Well, not all the time, but I have people that tell me like, the more I speak to you, the more I elevate. The more I want to go after it. The more I want to do more.
Right.
And that just tells me like, man, I'm blessed to. It's a blessing to be I feel like I'm a middle child in a way, where I'm looking up to people,
Mm-hmm.
and some are. I wouldn't say looking up to me. Like I just I don't. I wouldn't say that like at all. Like I just don't know how to explain it, but it
Learning
does.
from you.
Yeah, like
Learning
it
from you.
does feel like, you know, sometimes it feels like I do pass things down is more what, you know what I mean? Like I just try to pass my wisdom down to the
Mhm.
youth as much as I can, or to anybody, you know, and it's a blessing in its own, because I'm learning and I'm also passing down,
Yeah, and you have half the team at at work just working out too.
you know?
You know, it's interesting that you got Josh, Fitz, uh, Keone, Richard, Helen. Like that's pretty interesting that you got, you have a certain
And I
energy to you.
started it,
Mm-hmm.
you know?
You co-founded it.
Co-founded it.
I'm gonna give you that.
I co-founded it. You're right. You're right. I co-founded it. I co-founded it. You're right. You're absolutely right. But well, actually, if anything, I co-founded it, because then you're the main founder. Jeff was the one who said, "Let's just start doing like the push-ups in
Yeah.
the thing." So,
But it was started with you and me, right? It started
oh
with you
yeah,
and me.
yeah. Well,
Where-
yeah, with the push-ups, yeah, the push-ups
where
were, yeah,
where
yeah.
my goal was to push you beyond what your limitations, what you thought your limitations were, and to prove to you that you were holding yourself back based off of your actions because your thoughts justified your actions.
Yeah.
Right. So in that you began, and which is impressive, really, is that the sort of when that moment when the lock just broke open, or that moment where the idea just kind of like fused together and it made sense.
Is it kind of it's impressive?
It's impressive to see.
I appreciate
it's
that.
good to see.
I feel it in my own. I feel it.
It's
I feel it in my chest. I feel it in my soul that I'm like I'm growing here. This is my I'm growing right here, and I need to take advantage of this moment. You know, and the fact that I created that type of environment
Mm-hmm.
at work, you know, like the people, like my coworkers, like
Mm-hmm.
for them, I
And
created.
they're checking in, because Jeffrey was checking in on with us.
Dude, Josh was checking in with me.
Oh,
He was like, "I'm 250 in," and then a couple minutes later, 275 in, and I'm like, "What? Like, you see what I mean? You see what I mean, middle child? Because I would do that to you.
mm-hmm.
I would be like, yo, big, you know what I
Mhm.
mean? And now I'm getting that back.
Mm.
It's a beautiful feeling to know that I helped
Yeah.
others grow. Like I'm helping people grow,
Mm.
you know, and it's amazing. It's nothing but amazing to me.
Yeah.
I created that growth environment for them,
Mm-hmm.
physically, mentally.
Right. So
You know, it's man, it's a blessing.
Yeah.
It's a true
it's
blessing.
very cool to see, when you see other people get engaged and they're like, oh, I like that. I like where we're going with that.
Yeah.
I got a video from from somebody also of somebody else who was part of the challenge as well, who originally didn't commit to do it. Said they were going to do it and didn't do it, but now they're committed to. Right, so they paid their dues.
They paid their dues.
and they are committed to doing them. And you know what? They're trying, and that's what I love to see is they're actually trying, actually putting it together, actually going out there and it's like, hey, what the hell? Let me just try. What bad can come out of me trying to make myself better?
The only thing you can do is learn and grow, and that's it.
Right.
And for me, Vic, well said.
Yeah.
Well said on that. On just as long as you try.
As long
And the
as
only
long as
way-
you're- when I say try, I don't mean like this half-assed. I'm a try.
No, it's try.
This commitment where I am going to give everything of myself to this attempt, and I will, because I know that if anything happens, I'll know that when I get there, I laid it all out on the field. There was nothing left in my
On
tank.
E.
That's what I mean by try.
On E.
Right? It's like Yoda says, you do or you don't. There is no try. But the try that I'm talking about is that doing try that actually is going to do it.
Well,
So.
Vic.
So
Cheers
I
to
think
that,
with
brother.
that one, cheers to you.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Water, by the way. This is
Cheers
water.
to- I think I think they see the blue bottle. Maybe.
No,
I
it's
don't
because
know.
we never mentioned that we're doing this now. We're gonna.
Yeah, we're big believers in water, right? There's a reason why wherever water goes, things grow, right? So staying hydrated is very important,
Absolutely.
at least to me.
No, it is, dude. I drink water like crazy.
Right. And it's since we are electrical beings and electricity does run through our bodies, right? Our neurons and all that stuff is sending electrical impulses. So it's if you're hydrated, those pulses can travel easier throughout the body. But if you're dry, it makes it very difficult. So that's why you feel tired and without energy, and that you don't want to do anything.
And it's all through the simple
it's
H2O.
H2O. And that's why I believe in water a ton, and other things. And I think we'll talk about it in the future. But for this one, that's it. And y'all have a amazing week. Thank y'all for always tuning in.
Go strong. Yeah, thank y'all for tuning in, man. Officially live. Congrats on that. Cheers to that. We made it. We made it this far, guys.
We went to that sushi spot, which wasn't our original place that we were going to go.
All right.
Right. And the original didn't work out. But the secondary choice was great. I think that the table we got, the environment, and as we were talking about, it's the people that kind of make
it's the people. It's the environment that make who your whole experience.
Yeah, experience of life and your experience wherever
you are. It makes the whole you experience.
Yeah.
So thank y'all for tuning in, man.
So
55 views on our last video, which is amazing. My gosh,
55,
that is impressive. Like, man, it's amazing. So thank y'all. Have a great week. Go strong. Go hard. Give it your all. Surround yourself with the people that you want to be surrounded by. Be who you want to be. Act today. You want to be that millionaire tomorrow? You want to be that millionaire in the future? Well, today, act like you're already that millionaire. And eventually, you'll become that millionaire. Billionaire, gazillionaire, trillionaire. Don't sell yourself short either.
Right.
And without that, man, I'm done. Thank y'all again for listening. We'll be back next week.
All right. Be good.